Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast Special Edition Series where we go over each and every 2024 Men's College Basketball Conference Tournament. This is going to be the 12th of 32 shows, and this will be the Summit League. The tournament will be held where it's held every year at the Denny Sanford Premier Center in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. The first round lone game will be Friday, March 8th. Quarterfinals will be March 9th and March 10th. That'll be Saturday, Sunday. Semifinals Monday, March 11th. And the championship will be Tuesday, March 12th. So, as we do each and every show, we'll go over the seedings, we'll do the bracket, and then we'll do the miscellaneous, such as, most outstanding player and what coaches can leave and all that jazz. All right, so the Sun Belt. Your number one seed in this tournament with a record of 19-12 overall, 12-4 in conference play, the South Dakota State Jackrabbits. Your 2 seed, 16-15 overall, 10-6 in conference play, the Kansas City Roos, who are the biggest surprise in the league, in my opinion, this year. Your 3 seed, 18-13 overall, 10-6 in conference play, the North Dakota Fighting Hawks. Your 4 seed, 19-12 overall, 9-7 in conference play, the St. Thomas Tommies. Your 5 seed, 15-16 overall, 8-8 in conference play, the North Dakota State Bison. Your 6 seed, 14-17 overall, 7-9 in conference play, the Omaha Mavs. Your 7 seed, 15-16 overall, 6-10 in conference play, the Denver Pioneers. Your 8 seed, 11-18 overall, 5-11 in conference play, the Oral Roberts Golden Eagles, who I think have been a big disappointment this year. And the 9th seed, 11-18 overall, 5-11 in conference play, the South Dakota Coyotes. So, 9 teams this year in this league. Western Illinois used to be in this league. They moved to the OVC this year, or was that last year? So without further ado, here we go. First round lone game, Friday, March 8th. 7 p.m. Central, 8 Eastern, 9 seed South Dakota, 8 seed Oral Roberts. South Dakota is a deep team for a team that's not good. Over 15 a game, Caleb Stewart, and then Oral Roberts. They have the best player on the court in this game in Isaac McBride, averaging almost 20 a game. I project Oral Roberts 2.5 to the 153 and a 10th, so I'm going to advance Oral Roberts. Quarterfinals. Oral Roberts, your 8 seed against 1 seed South Dakota State. I project South Dakota State as an 8.4 favorite. South Dakota State is easily a favorite here. Best player on the court in Zeke Mayo. As good as McBride's is, but Mayo's better. I project South Dakota State 8.4, so I'm going to advance South Dakota State. Second of 4 quarterfinal game, 7 seed Denver, 2 seed Kansas City. Denver has a great player in Tommy Brunner, averaging 24.5 a game and almost 4.5 assists a game. KC has a pretty solid team led by Jamar Brown, averaging over 15 a game. I project KC 2.7 to the 153 and 17/20. Denver can absolutely win this, but I'm going to pick KC to advance. Third of 4 quarterfinal games. This will be Sunday, March 10th. 5 seed North Dakota State and 4 seed St. Thomas. North Dakota State, the Bison. They have a well-balanced team led by Bowden Skunberg. And then St. Thomas, who I mentioned earlier, I think is a surprise this year, is led by Parker Jorkland, 13.5 per game. I'm going to advance St. Thomas as I have them as a slight 2.2 favorite to the 143 and a 5th. Fourth of 4 quarterfinal games, 6 seed Omaha, 3 seed North Dakota. Omaha is an excellent scorer in Frankie Fiddler, averaging 19.5 a game. North Dakota has a big 3 led by BJ Ahmet, 16.8 a game. I project North Dakota 3.5 total 147 and 17/20, so I'm going to advance North Dakota. All right, semifinals will be Monday, March 11th. 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 seed St. Thomas, 1 seed South Dakota State. Best guy on the court is going to be Mayo, of course. Does it all for that team. I project South Dakota State only by 3.5, so I'm going to advance South Dakota State to the championship in the second of two semifinal games. 3 seed North Dakota, 2 seed Kansas City. Kansas City's had a magical season. Brown's a really good player. And Amit's a really good player. North Dakota also has Trayson Eaglestaff and Tyree Anacho, KC, in addition to Brown, Anderson Kopp, and Kristen Corsalt. I project North Dakota favorite 2.5, so I'm going to actually pick a seeding upset with North Dakota over Kansas City. So I do not have chalk in the Summit League. 3 seed North Dakota, 1 seed South Dakota State. Should be a great game. I think North Dakota is a deep team. I think they can hang with South Dakota State. I think Amit's a good player, and so is Anacho. And, of course, Mayo will be the best guy on the court, but they have a better supporting cast with William Kyle and Charlie Easley and Luca Pell. And I project South Dakota State by 4.3, so I'm going to pick the South Dakota State Jackrabbits to win the auto bid for the 2024 NCAA tournament. I do not see any NIT candidates on this team. Maybe South Dakota State if it loses in the semis or the championship. There are some CBI candidates. I think St. Thomas is one. I think North Dakota is one. I think even Kansas City is one. Most outstanding player of the tournament, of course, is going to be Zach Mayo. He's the do-it-all player for the Jackrabbits, so it has to be him. I think South Dakota State is a minus favorite in this tournament. Let's see. No, plus 155. St. Thomas is plus 290. Casey's plus 650. North Dakota's plus 850. Omaha's 10-1. North Dakota State's 13-1. Denver's 14-1. Oral Roberts 35-1. South Dakota's 150-1. So the team that has the most value to win this tournament is Denver. Yes. They're 14-1. They have an elite scorer that can single-handedly carry them in Brunner. And I think that Denver has most value 14-1. I would put South Dakota State in with Drake and with Moritz State and Samford, Gonzaga, and maybe Colgate and James Madison and some of these other schools to win its respective tournament. High Point, Charleston. So yeah, I'd throw South Dakota State in with those teams. Unfortunately, Eastern Kentucky out of the ASUN is out. That kind of would have ruined a parlay that I would have done. Okay, and then coaches. Most likely to jump to a larger opportunity, Eric Henderson at South Dakota State. He's been there for 5 years. It's time. I think another candidate to do so is John Tower at St. Thomas. I think he did an outstanding job this year. But the gentleman I think that should be the coach of the year in this league is Marvin Menzies. Year 2, he has been outstanding and getting this team as a 2 seed in this tournament. I also think that Paul Sather's done a nice job at North Dakota this year. Hot seat coaches, meanwhile. Russell Springman's in year 1 at Oral Roberts because Paul Mills moved on to Wichita State, so I do not see Springman going anywhere yet. Another one, I don't think Eric Peterson's going anywhere yet. He's only in year 2. Jeff Woolburn, I think Denver was a little better than I thought. Maybe he sticks around. Chris Crutchfield is in year 2 at Omaha. And then North Dakota State, David Richmond, maybe that's the team that unexpectedly moves on from its coach. They've been a little disappointing this year. So I could see David Richmond, but I don't think there's a coach in this league that stands out to me as a coach that's on the hottest seat in this league, per se. But most likely have an opening, I think, is South Dakota State, but for good reason. I think Eric Henderson deserves a larger job than South Dakota State. All right, so there you have it for the Sun Belt. Next up, we will do America East, and we'll do the Big Sky tomorrow in addition to Southland.